of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
After a cold, tiring, and crazy road trip, the Angels finally come back to the Big A. The time is now for Albert Pujols and the Halos to get hot as they start a 9-game homestand tonight. Royals and Angels is next. It is hot in Southern California. Hopefully that will help the Angels offense get it going tonight as we kick off a homestand, a very long one tonight, game number 1 of a 3-game set against the visiting Kansas City Royals. Hi, everybody, from inside the Big A and alongside my partner, Mark Gubas. I'm Victor Rojas. So glad you could join us for Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West. And tonight we talk about the offense facing the Kansas City Royals. There's one guy in particular that stands in the middle part of that lineup, Albert Pujols, who has terrific career numbers against KC.
Exactly, Victor. You mentioned the weather getting warmer. Last year around this time for Albert Pujols, he started to take off wearing that Angel uniform. Hopefully now he'll get it going against Kansas City. He's had a lot of games, 59 career games against Kansas City, 55 RBI, 16 home runs. You see the batting average. Look from the drive, the ball is going to go up the middle originally in the game and then start getting pitches on the inner side of the plate and driving out of the ballpark. They need that power number from him and Trumbo and Hamilton. The middle part of the order, get it going. Pujols going to tap in that history against Kansas City and get it going tonight.
Well, we got a couple of starters tonight, both right-handed, that have struggled this year, although Joe Blanton has thrown the ball much better of late. Luis Mendoza will get the start for Kansas City. We're just about ready for baseball here at the Big A, so sit back and relax. We're going to bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return. Universe TV. Check availability at 1-800-PIC-ATT. Rethink possible. By CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax, start here. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Gorgeous night for baseball, being a hot one. So the baseball probably will be flying a little bit tonight with this weather. Very little breeze right now. The Angels not wasting any time taking the field with Joe Blanton. Hoping and looking for win number 1 on the season. Joe comes in with an 0-6 mark and a .566 earned run average as the Halos start a 9-game homestand tonight with the first of 3 against the Kansas City Royals. Let's take a look at Ned Yost and his starting 9. Kansas City in 3rd place in the Central, a game and a half back with an 18-16 record. Have Gerard Dyson leading things off in center field. Alcides Escobar is the shortstop. Alex Gordon in left field. Billy Butler is the DH. Eric Hosmer at first base. Lorenzo Cain in right. Mike Moustakas, the Chatsworth High School product, at third base. Salvador Perez is doing the catching. And Chris Getz, who always seems to kind of hit the Angels a little bit. He is batting 9th and playing second base. As we pointed out, taking on Joe Blanton, and object with this ball club, the Kansas City Royals, that is, keep the ball down. Because even though they have not hit the home runs as everyone expected them to, they are capable.
Yeah, they got gap-type power, too. They get a lot of doubles. For Joe Blanton's got to tap into the fact he's 3-1 in his career versus Kansas City with an ERA of 1.76. 41 innings pitched, just 5 earned runs allowed against them. Use your changeup. They are a fastball-hitting club, Kansas City. Work the corners, change speeds, get ground balls. He should be successful.
Check out the defense behind Joe Blanton. You've got J.B. Shuck in left field, Mike Trout in center, Josh Hamilton is in right, Alberto Callaspo at third, Brendan Harris at shortstop. We thought Eric Ibar would be back tonight. He is not. Howie Kendrick is at second base, Albert Pujols at first, and Chris Iannetta is doing the catching.
J.B. Shuck in left field. We talked about Joe Blanton. He will get some occasional ground balls, but he's a fly ball type pitcher, and JB has done a great job as far as covering ground, 2 outfield assists this season, 1,000 fielding percentage.
So Gerard Dyson ready to lead things off here for Kansas City. Royals 8-8 out on the road this year. The Angels 7-9 at home. Game number 38 for the Angels, the 35th game for Kansas City. Blanton's first one tonight is the strike. Dyson hitting .258 with a home run and 6 runs batted in. A one-time 50th round draft pick. The Kansas City Royals, as he swings and misses on the off speed, and it's an 0-2 count. You don't hear about that too often. 50th round in 2006 from Southwest Mississippi Junior College.
A lot of speed. You definitely want to try to keep off the bases.
0-2 pitch. Tried to run that 2-seamer in the front door. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dyson played 102 games last year for Kansas City. Had 30 stolen bases last year. Hit .260 for them. Serving as their leadoff man at center field. He taps this one foul. And the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
One of those hitters, though, Victor, he tries to hit the ball on the ground. When he hits the ball in the air, that's not a productive at bat for Tyson. Yeah. So you can rush a fastball upstairs against him. The change speeds to be very good against him.
Joe's last start came out on the road. That was on May the 8th against Houston. Slow roller to the right side. Pujols far to his right. A little shot put throw over to Blanton, and there's the first out. Take a look at the Kia standings, and we will check out the American League Central Division because everybody thought that the Kansas City Royals would compete with the Detroit Tigers. Tigers still sitting atop that division. Indians have played exceptional baseball under Terry Francona. A half game back, and the Royals now find themselves 2 back, and the Twins at 3 back.
Yeah, the Twins being at 500 is a surprise this year. They played pretty well considered. Kansas City and the Twins and the White Sox have been dealing with a lot of weather issues so far this year.
Ned Yost now in his 4th full season at the helm of the Royals. Alcides Escobar is the shortstop, and he takes low for ball 1.
It's good feed by Pujols, too. He hasn't played a lot of first base of late, especially with Dyson's speed. Good feed to Blanton to cover the base.
Albert got the start at first base last night, and probably had hoped that maybe he should have taken a day off with the way Chris Sale threw the baseball. He was unbelievable last night. Perfect into the 7th inning with 1 out in the 7th. Mike Trout, a clean single up the middle. The only hit the Angels would manage against the lefty. Off speed pitch missing low. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, Chris Sale is one of those guys, too, with great deception along with a power fastball and breaking pitch that are devastating. So when he's on a roll, there's nothing you can do against him.
2-2 now on the breaking pitch. Yeah, the one thing that Sale has done over the last couple of seasons is improve the command of his pitches.
One-time closer made the adjustment into that rotation for the White Sox.
2-2, bouncer up the third base line, but foul. Alberto will toss it aside. The count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just underway here. Dyson a ground out to first to start off the game. Now, City's Escobar, career high 293 last year with Kansas City. He had 35 stolen bases. Count has gone to 3-2. Alex Gordon waiting on deck. Kansas City 6th in the American League in batting average as a team at 261. They are 15th in home runs with 25. And 13th in runs scored. The pitching has been stellar. 3-2, a swing and a miss on the change piece. 2 down.
Well, I think that's the biggest reason for the improvement from Joe Blanton, is utilizing his off-speed pitches. His changeup's been great. He can throw it to both right-handed batters and left-handed batters. Spots it very well. Good command, almost like Jason Vargas, commanding both sides of the plate with his changeup.
23rd strikeout, I should say, for Blanton. Now in 42 innings of work this season. 2 outs, and the base is clear for Alex Gordon, the left fielder. Telephone booth swing on that breaking ball, and it's an 0-1 count.
Boy, guessing early on, the scouting report was Joe Blanton, a lot of first pitch fastballs. That good slow curveball from him.
This one pulled through the right side of the base hit, tried to come inside with a fastball, and Blanton has been the one guy that has not been able to get through those 1, 2, 3 innings at all this year. He's gotten a couple of them of late, but that has been a struggle for him. But Gordon picks up the knock, and that'll bring up Butler, the DH.
You know, the one good thing, though, from Blanton there, getting a ground ball, sometimes you can't control where the ground ball is going to go. As Gordon got that ball through the hole, he's hit the ball exceptionally well this year. Hit coming into the game, 320 for Alex Gordon.
Butler hitting 228 with 4 home runs and 20 runs batted in. Looks at a strike. A huge departure for Butler, numbers-wise, compared to what he did last year. Still has 20 runs batted in, but he won the Silver Slugger last year as DH. 313, career high 29 home runs, career high 107 RBIs. Check in on Gordon.
Yeah, he changed his approach. He used to be a guy who would hit the ball to the alley, especially to left center field and right center field. Last year, turned on a lot more pitches because pitchers were pitching him inside. Because of his inside-out approach going to right field. Learned to be able to turn on that pitch and drive it out of the yard.
In the air to right field. This one will chase Hamilton back. Still going back. That's over his head. And a one-hopper off the fence. That'll bring home a run. Butler in at second with an RBI double. So a 2-out run given up here in the first.
Butler, good overall numbers against the Angels. It's another RBI now, 32 RBIs in his career versus the Angels. Fastball was supposed to be inside, but it was out over the plate, and Butler went the other way. We talked about how the baseball is going to carry when it's warm like this, gets over Hamilton's head and drives in Alex Gordon. Those 2-out hits. Seen them too often.
Wonder if Josh got a good read on the baseball off the bat. An interesting route because that ball bounced off the warning track. So Butler in at second, and the Angels play from behind here. 1-0, and Eric Hosmer will step in. Hosmer hitting 220. A home run, 11 runs batted in. First one's in for a strike. Down year last year for Hosmer. It's an incredible rookie campaign in 2011 where he hit 293 at 19 home runs. Hit just 232 last season. That one It's just in off the plate.
And when he's swinging well, he's got real good power to left center field, Hosmer. Great glove at first base. Trying to find that consistent swing we saw a couple years ago.
They could find it on Friday in Oakland.
Exactly. Take care of the A's.
Royals starting a 10-game road trip. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2.
And that's the pitch he's having a tough time with. Right-handed pitchers throwing change-ups away. He used to drive that fastball away very well the other way. Now he's pulling off an off-speed pitch. Again, you got to be leery of throwing something inside that's going to be hard. You want to say soft change-up curveball away.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Hosmer. The inning comes to an end. A couple of strikeouts for Bland, but a couple of back-to-back 2-out hits gives the Royals a 1-0 lead. Bland gives the Royals a 1-0 lead as we start at the bottom of the first inning. We'll check out Mike Scioscia's lineup for this evening. The Halos 10 games back in the West with a 14-23 record. Of J.B. Shuck leading things off in left field. Mike Trout at center. Albert Pujols at first. Mark Trumbull will serve as a DH. Josh Hamilton at right. Howie Kendrick at second. Callaspo's at third. Brendan Harris, the shortstop. Chris Inetta batting ninth and doing the catching as they take on the 29-year-old right-hander native of Veracruz, Mexico, by the name of Luis Mendoza.
And Mendoza fastball 88 to 94 range. Good curveball, changeup. Very good on the road this year. 0-1 with an ERA 2.51.
First one is down low to JB. Mendoza's a guy that has been a sinker slider type of guy. He's got a curveball now. Fifth starter for Kansas City. That'll even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Traded to the Royals several years ago from Texas. And in exchange for that guy named cash considerations. JB hitting .289. Looks at his strike. 3 doubles, 4 RBIs for the Angels. He's serving pretty much as the everyday left fielder. Peter Borges nursing that hamstring on the 15-day disabled list.
Yeah, it was good to see Peter earlier today walking around.
Chuck went around on the breaking ball. There's out number 1. Defensively for Kansas City tonight, we've got Gordon, Dyson, and Canty outfield from left to right. Moustakas, Escobar, Getz, and Hosmer around from third to first, and Perez behind the plate.
Moustakas has made a lot of great plays at third base this year, although he does have a high total for errors this season for him. He's got 7, but overall one of the best in the game when fielding, diving on the ground. Great throwing arm. Saw it a number of times at Chatsworth as a shortstop. One of the strongest throwing arms you're going to see in baseball.
13 errors combined on the left side of the infield for Kansas City, uncharacteristic with Moustakas and Escobar. Kansas City has committed the same amount of errors as the Angels have, 27. 1-0 pitch to Trout. This is bouncer toward the left side. Escobar's got it. Jump throws. He got rid of it quickly, and they got him. Nice play by Hosmer, too, with the footwork. 2 outs.
And we talked about how good Hosmer is at first base. Not only at the field the one hopper, but Trout's coming down right as the baseball is going into his glove.
Well,
Escobar showing good range, not wasting any time, knowing the speed of Mike Trout, but that's a tough throw. Good concentration by Hosmer to get that second out.
So 6 pitches and 2 outs for Mendoza here in the bottom of the first. Albert Pujols steps in. Albert 5 for 23 out on the road trip. 234, 5 home runs, and 20 runs batted in. 7 doubles. Good career numbers against Kansas City. As that breaking ball drops in there, even count. Stock is deep at third, guarding the line against Pujols. They overshift. 2 balls and a strike, 3 infielders on the left.
See a lot of two-seam sinking fastballs from Mendoza. Throws over 65% of his pitches are fastballs. Let's take a look at our lows never improving. Mentioned Albert Pujols' numbers career-wise versus Kansas City. Grew up in the Kansas City area. When he moved there at age 16, 354 career batting average with 16 home runs and 55 RBI. That's all in his 59 games.
Broken bat bouncer to third. Moustakas has it. Fires across the diamond, and the Angels go down quietly here in the first. 1 complete here at the Big A, and it's 1-0 Kansas City. Giving up back-to-back hits in the first inning. A single to Gordon and a double by Billy Butler. And Mendoza barely broke a sweat. 11 pitches in the bottom of the first. Set the Angels down in order. Lorenzo Cain to lead things off. He's the right fielder. He'll be followed by Moustakas and then Salvador Perez. First one is in for a strike. Cain hitting .315 on the year with a home run and 17 runs batted in with 6 doubles, 2 triples. Big part of that Zach Greinke deal that Kansas City pulled off with the Milwaukee Brewers several years ago. Escobar also a part of that trade. 1-1 pitch. 2 balls and a strike. Cain got into 61 games with Kansas City last year. 266, 7 home runs and 31 runs batted in. Seen him play some center field as well. This one's pulled foul.
He's always had a tough time staying in the lineup. He's had some odd injuries, a lot of speed. He's got good power, covers a lot of ground in the outfield too. Strong throwing arm. A lot of good throwing arms in this outfield for Kansas City.
He had the day off yesterday, his first since April 23rd. 2-2, a swing and a miss. So Joe Blanton, not the strikeout pitcher, has picked up his third.
A couple change-ups with it too. Let's take a look at our AT&T Uverse Rewind. Josh Hamilton on this past road trip has shown that above average arm strength and accuracy at the plate in Chicago on Saturday night. And last night, perfect throw to the plate. Hank Conger Chris Iannetta to be able to apply that tag. Back-to-back games for outfield assists for Josh Hamilton, getting used to that right field position.
Moustakas waves at the off-speed pitch. Josh may have misplayed that Butler double in the first inning. I'm not sure that he even saw the baseball till it was too late.
Especially because we said Butler hits the ball a lot that way.
Yeah.
So generally you're going to be playing a little bit deeper anyhow and read that off the bat. Didn't seem like Josh saw that baseball at all.
Outside. 2 balls and a strike on the Royals third baseman, Mike Moustakas. Moustakas off to a slow start, hitting .209, 4 home runs, 10 runs batted in. Another one of those first-round picks that the Royals have had when they're playing in the big leagues. Bland falls behind here, 3-1.
Hit his first career home run here at the Big A.
That's right. Off the end of the bat. Full count now. And Moustakas, his major league debut 2 seasons ago. Last year, his first full year with 20 home runs, 73 RBIs at .242. Right behind David Price in the '07 draft.
A lot of power, especially on the inner half.
And Moustakas goes down swinging. Back-to-back punch-outs. Make that 3 in a row if you count Hosmer's to finish off the first inning. 2 outs.
Joe Blanton, I'll tell you what, that changeup has been such a difference maker for him. He turns it over. See how far out in front Moustakas is on the changeup. It's been a big pitch for him because his arm angle is exactly the same as his fastball. So he's selling fastball, but he's taking about 6 or 7 miles off the pitch.
Strike on the outside corner. Salvador Perez, the catcher. .283 with a home run and 10 runs batted in. 22 years of age. Native of Venezuela. It's just about 3 months last year when a torn meniscus coming out of spring training. Still put up good numbers. It's off the plate. 1-2 now. 11 home runs, 39 runs batted in. He had was it a walk-off home run? Is it he that
Yes.
Perez had it in Kansas City, right?
Yeah, he's a great catcher, too. He's run out over 35% of would-be base stealers. Well, they gave him that long-term deal right away.
Yeah, signed through 2016. Here's a 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Joe Blanton has struck out the side. We will head to the bottom of the second. Still 1-0 KC. Royals as we start at the bottom of the second inning. Trumbo, Hamilton, and Kendrick to face Luis Mendoza. Take a look at our Hyundai key to the game for tonight.
And one of your favorite singers, Pink. Just give me a reason. In other words, you try to get yourself into a fastball count. Mendoza is a guy that will give up hits, will give up the long ball too, if you get yourself in a good hitter's count.
First one from Mendoza is down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Isn't Pink a Philly girl?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
That's why I knew you loved her.
Yeah. You could take one of my favorites and put that in your pipe and smoke it from Philly, huh?
Yeah.
1-0. That's a strike in at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I know that's how you roll.
Trumbo hitting .278 with 9 home runs, 26 RBIs, a 5 for 25 road trip, including 6 runs batted in. 9 doubles on a year. They play Trumbo similar to the way they play Albert Pujols. Pull on the left side, although Getz is not on the left side of second base. As a hitter, you would think, all right, that's what they're going to pitch maybe. Sinkers down and in.
When that sinker has not stayed on the inside part of the plate, you might have to let that one go.
Chopper to short. Escobar's got it on 2 big hops. 1 away. So 4 up and 4 down for Mendoza.
Again, that fastball started on the inside corner and then running off the plate. He's been spotting that 2-seamer pretty good so far. But if you don't swing at that pitch and then you force him to throw his 4-seam fastball, that's when he becomes hittable. You allow a pitcher to get on a roll, swinging at that 2-seamer running, might be a tough night.
Hamilton swings and misses on the breaking pitch. Josh hitting .203 with 4 home runs and 11 runs batted in. 5 doubles, 1 triple. One ball, 1 strike. Hamilton was 4 for 23 on the road trip. Off the plate, 2-1.
Showing some pretty good patience right now for Hamilton. Not chasing that 2-seamer. Yeah, that ball was starting on the corner at the beginning. After it starts to run, there's no way it's going to be called a strike.
Grounded toward the hole at short. Escobar's got it. 2 outs. Fans, tomorrow the Halos take on the Royals at 7:05. Fans in attendance will receive an MLB Network backpack and will have a chance to win Yard House Restaurant Hidden Halo prizes. Purchase your tickets at the Angel Stadium ticket office or by logging on at angels.com. So 2 up and 2 down here in the second. Howie Kendrick will step to the plate. Howie hitting .290, 5 home runs and 17 RBIs. Mendoza's making his 6th start of the year. Of his previous 5 starts this season, 2 have been really bad. May 1st against Tampa Bay when he gave up 6 runs. And April 12th, the 2nd start of the season when he gave up 8 runs, 7 earned. But the other 3 starts have been pretty good, including the last one, even though he took the loss against Baltimore. But 6 innings, gave up 5 runs, 3 earned on 5 hits. He's a guy that will walk some guys. There's no doubt about it. I mean,
yeah, 13 walks in 24 innings pitched. That's a lot of walks.
And 16 strikeouts. So,
but if you chase that 2-seam fastball, he's going to get a lot of ground ball outs.
3-1 on that fastball.
Back-to-back batters for him with 3-1 counts. So in 23 pitches so far, 24 pitches, 12 in the zone, 12 out of the strike zone.
Tap or foul at a full count. Here's a payoff. Now he bounces it foul. Again, there's that 2-seam fastball down and in. He's just going to keep throwing that until the Angels make an adjustment.
Either you get up a little bit further on the plate to take away some of that sink action, or you let it go. Otherwise, Moustakas and Escobar are going to be extremely busy at third and short, as they have already.
Ground ball to short. It's like deja vu all over again. That's 4 ground balls to El City's Escobar. 2 in the books, 1-0 Kansas City. This one against the Royals. Who's the Angels' bigger all-time rivals? Red Sox, Royals, or the Yankees? Tweet your vote to @FoxSportsWest.
Yeah, a lot of people always remember the Red Sox, Yankees versus the Angels in the playoffs of recent time, but back in the 70s and 80s, the Angels and Royals battling out in that old AL West for a number of years.
1 ball, 1 strike on Chris Getz. Getz hitting .205 with a home run and 8 runs batted in. He's ahead of the count at 2-1. I remember Royals and Rangers always seemed to be a pretty good matchup. Those two would get locked up in that American League West. J.B. Shuck moving over to his right. Puts it away for the first out.
Well, getting Getz out is an accomplishment. He's a .321 career hitter against the Angels. This guy just put the ball in play. Joe Bland's been throwing a lot of strikes, 40 pitches, 27 in the strike zone.
Yeah, 5 strikeouts. Matter of fact, that's the first fly ball out for Joe Bland. Season high is 6 punch outs. That was the last time out. He gave up 3 runs and taking the loss at Houston. 6 2/3 innings. Gave up 8 hits, including a home run. Joe's allowed 8 home runs and now 42. Check that, 43 in 2/3 innings.
And Dyson's trying to drag that bunt towards Howie Kendrick at second base. Makes it a difficult play because it will force Pujols to go after it also.
Evens the count up at a ball and a strike on the off-speed pitch. Dyson grounded out to Pujols in the first inning. 0 for 1.
Boy, just the second batter Joe has faced. He didn't throw a first pitch strike.
This one up the first base line. Bland can't come up with it. That's going to be a base hit. That's going to be a tough play, even if he does come up with it. A bunt like that, hugging the foul line, it's very difficult for any pitcher.
Hard throw to make. You're basically at the mercy of trying to throw. And the only thing you can do on that play is if you see the runner going down the line, he's towards that infield grass, you just try to hit him in the back because they could be called out on that play. Bunt down the line. And he's inside. Well, he's right along the line. You can hit him in the backward because he's stepping on the grass. That's the only play you have. Sometimes an umpire will call that because you're not supposed to run on that side of the field. A very difficult play. And Blanton moves around very well on the mound, but couldn't make that play.
So the speedy Dyson is on board. Third hit of the night for Kansas City. El City's Escobar, the shortstop, at the plate. Escobar struck out his first time up. So he's 0 for 1. Mentioned the Royals will run. Dyson has 5 stolen bases. He's been caught once. Kansas City with 25 bags on the year. Only been caught 4 times this year. 5th in the American League. 1-0 count.
That's certainly been one of the issues for the Angels, is throwing out would-be base stealers. Blanton pretty quick to the plate.
Mentioned the Royals team batting average at 261. They're pretty much split down the middle as far as their home road splits. 260 at Kauffman Stadium, 263 out on the road. They have feasted against left-handed pitching with a 288 batting average. Righties have held them to a 250 average. Dyson goes, the pitch is a strike to throw down. It's not close. A stolen base. I think Iannetta may have stepped on the plate and slid across the plate as he threw that baseball.
Dyson had a real big jump also. Very difficult for Iannetta to throw him out regardless. Low throw. Dyson easily gets in that hand. Harris there, but no chance. The only thing you can hope for is he slides past the base. We've seen that a number of times for guys with a head first slide to second, unable to hold on to the base. They go by it.
Now he wanted a pickoff attempt. Blanton just steps off. 1 ball, 1 strike on El City's Escobar. 26-year-old Venezuelan. Back up the middle, knocked down by Blanton. His only play is to first if he can get it, and he couldn't get it out of his glove. Fires to third as Dyson came around. And that should go as an infield base hit. Probably check on Blanton to see where it hit him.
Looked like it might have got him in the foot area, so this may not go down if they're able to get out there and talk to him as an unofficial visit.
Joe's waved him off.
Looked like it got him in his hand, the pitching hand. And unable to get the grip, he was going to do a shovel pass over the first base. Yeah, got him right in the hand, thumb area. And the one thing you want to make sure as a pitcher, that you might want to throw an extra throw because you feel numb on the hand after you get it in the thumb.
And now Gordon will step up with runners at the corners and 1 out. Gordon had a base hit with 2 outs in the first and scored. The Royals run 1-1. Might see Escobar on the run as well.
And you can't do that fake third to first. We've seen it a couple times now, just to throw straight over the third base. This Kansas City club will hit into double plays, but Gordon is one of those guys that doesn't hit into many, just 1 this year.
Escobar has 7 stolen bases at first base. So good speed on the bases for Kansas City. El City's has not been caught. A bunt single with 1 out by Dyson. A stolen base, and now an infield single by Escobar, putting runners at the corners. Gordon doesn't like that call on the off-speed pitch.
Well, you wonder where that baseball crossed the plate or not, though. That's a good late movement on it. And it catches the bottom part of the strike zone. It's not where the catcher catches the ball. It's where it's crossing that front of the plate. So Bob Davidson behind the plate, good call for him. I wonder if he could throw a nice little change up down to get Gordon out in front, get him off balance, and see if he can get a ground ball in an infield. That's the ball you can get a double play with and get through the inning.
Foul back. Looked like Escobar wanted to take off and then stopped at first. Oh, 2 count now on Alex. Escobar looking over to the first base coach, Rusty Kuntz. He's got the stopwatch over there and relaying times. There's Rusty, one of the all-time good guys.
Yeah, no question about it. Loves the game of baseball. Always has a smile.
Now the 0-2. That's down to the dirt. Nice dig by Iannetta. Keeps Escobar at first.
Well, the Angels have allowed 31 stolen bases in 35 attempts this year. Change up in the dirt. Nice job by Chris Iannetta blocking that pitch. Good movement. Kept the ball in front of him.
John at center, shading Gordon to pull the alley in right center field. Pitch out, nothing's going on.
Well, after that pitch, you would think there's no doubt that Ned Yost will have Escobar running now. Gordon has struck out 33 times, so you have a potential strike him out, throw him out.
Got to be cognizant too of Dyson at third base. Very good speed if that throw goes through to second. Runner doesn't go, and a swing and a miss by Gordon. 2 down. Second out of the inning, and the 6th strikeout for Blanton.
This may sound odd now, but after that strikeout of a great changeup from Joe Blanton, I think you don't worry about that base runner now. Your focus with 2 outs has to strictly be on Billy Butler, a very, very good hitter. If he steals second base, so be it. You still have an opportunity to get through the inning without giving up a run.
There's Billy Butler on an RBI double in the first inning. 6th double, 21st run batted in. That was the ball that we think that Hamilton never really saw off the bat. First one, swing and a miss. Let's go back to that first inning. It was a fly ball out to right field. It ended up bouncing on the warning track. Josh drifting back on it. Now is where he picks it up and then realizes he's not in the right spot.
He's not even yet in that area where the ball landed.
Nope.
Just the middle of the warning track, not off the wall.
Now brought home the first Royals run, the only Royals run so far. 0-1 pitch down to the dirt. That's away, but Escobar stays at first.
Take a look at our Chevrolet leaders as far as most doubles since 2009. Billy Butler with 178. Robinson Cano leads that. Miguel Cabrera and Albert Pujols since 2009. 170 doubles, including 50 last year.
Dyson still at third, Escobar at first. Blanton's 1-1 pitch is fouled back. Joe now with 6 strikeouts, no walks. 4 hits allowed, 6 strikeouts, tying a season high for him. Back-to-back starts now. It's been that evolution of the changeup as well as the slow curveball too on occasion, just to give hitters a different look. It's kind of changed what we saw the first 4 starts of the year.
Yeah, I think he might come back to that changeup now. Butler, a very good fastball hitter, also pretty good on the slider because he's got good coverage on the outer part of the plate.
Escobar takes off. The off-speed pitch is in the dirt. So stolen base for Escobar. So runners at second and third now, both with great speed. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Butler. Long top of the third. Deep counts. A couple of infield base hits. And the guys on base for the Royals.
It's one thing you never have seen from the Royals batters over the last couple seasons. Long at bats, a lot of pitches seen. They're usually up there swinging right away.
That's why that changeup, at least so far, has been very effective against him. Early in the count and deep in the count. Bland from the stretch. 2-2. Down low. A full count with Hosmer on deck. It looked like Butler at least has tracked those last couple of off-speed pitches.
It's a third full count. And now you try to sneak a fastball by him. He wants an opportunity to drive in a couple runs. You can try to sneak a fastball up and in. Away, he's got good coverage.
This one lined into center field on a changeup. That's going to bring home 1 run. The throw comes all the way home, and it's 2 runs in, 3-0. They went back to that changeup right over the heart of the plate.
Butler has all 3 RBIs tonight. Kansas City now doing 34 in his career.
And again with 2 outs. I think you're doing them a favor. I mean, that's one of those instances where you've got to be able to react to what you've just seen. You've seen a hitter, not even fooled, spitting on your changeups on back-to-back pitches. You can't go to the well a third time. A guy that is a up the middle, gap-to-gap type of hitter.
Because he's got that ability to let the baseball travel, so you're not going to trick him there. That's why you can try to run a fastball in on him.
Hosmer is swinging a miss.
The changeup has been incredibly good for Joe Blanton tonight and in the last couple of games, because there's certain guys you can't throw that pitch to in spots. Billy Butler, because of his ability to see the ball all the way through the strike zone, can hit the ball up the middle like he just did.
Hosmer 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Takes inside. All 3 runs coming with 2 outs for Kansas City. Blanton unable to close out the inning. Two balls and 1 strike. On the Angels side of things, Luis Mendoza has faced 6 batters. He's retired all 6. Angels will play from behind once again and try to figure out Mendoza. 2-2.
This Kansas City club, they can swing the bat. A lot of young hitters showing a lot more patience this year. Certainly in this game they have.
Bouncer to the right side. Howie Kendricks got it. Damage is done though. 2 RBIs single with 2 outs by Billy Butler. Puts the Royals up 3-0. Bottom third of their order coming up. Billy Butler came in batting .228, has 2 knocks and 3 RBIs so far. Callaspo leading things off, followed by Brendan Harris and Chris Iannetta against Luis Mendoza, who's faced 6 batters and has retired all 6 on 27 pitches, including a strikeout. Callaspo hitting .250 on the year, looks at a strike. A couple of home runs and 8 runs batted in. This one pulled down the line. That's a fair ball. Inside the bag. Alberto will round first. Trotta gets it second. He is in there with a leadoff double.
Well, it's so important to respond to that 2-run single from Billy Butler. Callaspo does so, leading off with a double. He's able to get that baseball out in front and hit it right down the line. Real good swing from Callaspo. Get him his second double of the year. Breaking ball that Perez wanted on the outside corner but stayed on the inner half. And right by Hosmer. Not an easy task to get it by him. But now if you're Brendan Harris, this is where you situational hit. You want to get right back in the game or respond by getting a run. So you're trying to hit the ball to the right side if you can. If he makes a mistake, then you turn on it. But you're trying to get a job done.
Harris went 5 for 14 on the road trip. .260 with 3 home runs and 6 RBIs. Moustakas in on the grass at third. The first one is in. Brennan getting the start once again for the injured Eric Ibar. We saw Eric today doing his agility drills and running in the outfield. Took some batting practice as well.
And with the warmer weather, thought he might be getting closer and closer to getting back in the lineup.
Fouled off to the right.
Well, you see that approach, Brendan, letting that baseball travel a little bit longer to try to hit it to the right side. But with Mendoza running that 2-seam fastball inside, it becomes an even more difficult task to do that. He's trying to get a ground ball to third or short to prevent Callaspo from advancing, and Brendan Harris is trying to get that fastball and hit it the other way.
Alberto with his second double of the year. Nobody out here in the third. First base runner for the Halos. 1-1 pitch. It's 2 balls and a strike. Mendoza last year 8-10 with Kansas City. 30 games, 25 starts, and a 4.23 earned run average. So most of the year at AAA 2 seasons ago. That went off the ankle.
Boy, real difficult to go inside out approach, hit the ball to the right side against Mendoza. That fastball running in. You see the result from Brendan Harris, fouls it off his leg. Well, that's the one time when I was on the mound, I liked that approach. When you have a man on second, that's what you think in terms of as a sinker ball pitcher, to throw that fastball inside to a right-handed batter. Not many can hit the ball the other way. Paul Molitor, Robin Yount were very good as far as doing that, but that's not an easy thing to do, to hit the ball to the right side on a sinker in.
Two-two pitch lifted in the air to right. This one will chase Kane back. Should be deep enough to move Callaspo to third. Kane's got a very good throwing arm, but the throw is cut off. 1 out.
Good productive out for Brendan Harris. His approach then changed to at that at bat. He'll get some high fives once he gets in that dugout. And you like to be able to get all the way back in the inning, but you got to get that first run back. A breaking pitch. It stayed up, and he went and let that baseball travel. Hit it well. You could see the carry tonight here already with the warm weather. Forced Kane to go back on it, allows Callaspo to get to third base with 1 out, and Iannetta a chance to drive him home.
Chris Iannetta batting in the 9th spot for the second time this year. Hitting 195 and 3 home runs and 9 runs batted in. Infield playing back, of course, with Kansas City up 3-0. Chris swings through the first one. It's the third time that Mendoza has thrown a strike on the very first pitch, 2 of which have been swinging. Hamilton and now Iannetta. Deal 1. inside.
Well, even that pitch that Chris swung at was going to be out of the strike zone. I think the approach is going to be, as this game progresses, is take that first pitch. He hasn't been able to throw it consistently in the strike zone. And then you work yourself into a good hitter's count.
Two balls and a strike, and he hasn't been able to throw the curveball over for a strike.
So far, what he has done is he's using the aggressiveness of the hitters to get themselves out on running two-seam fastballs out of the strike zone and getting a lot of ground ball action to that left side of the infield.
Top of the order, J.B. Shuck is on deck.
Well, he should get a four-seam fastball here, a pitch that could be up enough for an Iannetta to hit in the air and get the job done.
Lined into center field, a base hit. Callaspo comes home, and the Angels get on the board as they trail it 3-1.
Well, nice job, nice approach. We talked about the need to get yourself in the hitter's counts against Mendoza, and he certainly did there. He got a four-seam fastball that stayed true middle part of the plate and hit it up the middle for an RBI, giving him 10 on the season now for Chris Iannetta. Boy, nice approach. Quiet through the baseball for Iannetta and reward it with a base hit and an RBI.
Back to the top of the order now, and J.B. Shuck, the left fielder. One ball, no strike. Shuck struck out in the first inning, the only punch out Mendoza has recorded. Five for 29 in the month of May, seeing action every day for the most part. 2-0.
Like any young hitter who starts off well, we saw that with Jimenez also. All of a sudden the league figures it out, forces you to start hitting off-speed pitches. And until you make the adjustment again as a hitter, they're going to stay with those pitches.
Gordon has always played. There's Peter Borges. Good to see him back, still missing that hamstring. But Gordon always plays a shallow left field, as does Dyson at center. There's a strike, 2-1. Kane is straight up in right field.
Yeah, Gordon plays about as shallow as I've ever seen. Austin Kearns, we've seen him over the years play a shallow left field, but nobody quite as shallow as Alex Gordon.
Very good throwing arm at left field, very accurate arm. Former third baseman. 2-1 pitch. Chuck tries to bunt and bunts it foul, 2-2.
And Gordon with 41 career outfield assists. 2 this year, 39 coming into the season from left field. Gold Glove winner. Going to think he was a first-round pick. He was supposed to be the heir apparent to George Brett at third base.
Yep. Reinvented himself out of left field. Did so for as a leadoff man too. They realized they could use his bat in that 3 spot. 2-2 on the way. Shuck taps it foul. 3-1 Royals. They got a run in the first, 2 in the third. And the Angels have responded with 1 here in the bottom of the third inning. Lead off double by Callaspo, moved to third on the flyout by Harris. Scored on the Iannetta base hit. Two-two pitch. Pulled down the line, foul.
Well, his curveball hasn't been really effective for him. Trackable. It's more of an 11-5 breaker. What I mean by that, it's not straight up and down like the normal curveball. So hitters can see that, track it in, and they'll be able to, even though they might be out in front, they can keep their hands back long enough to make good contact with the baseball.
Perez set up outside. Step off, give a look to Iannetta. Mendoza, just 29 years of age, started pitching professionally in 2001. Signed with the Boston Red Sox. Chuck gets a tapper towards second base. Goes to second. That's the only play they're going to have.
Well, you really put your shortstop in a bad position there. When you're Getz, you're always going to try to get the lead runner. Iannetta going by at a hard slide at second base. There's no chance for Escobar to even think about turning. Double play. Slow chopper. That's late hard slide. No chance to even think about throwing the baseball. Well done by Iannetta, who had a good at bat. Late slide. There's no chance the double play was going to be turned. You keep that speed now with J.B. Shuck at first base and allow Mike Trout to swing the bat.
Shuck reaches on the fielder's choice. Trout steps in. He's 0 for 1. Grounded out to Escobar in the first inning. 2 outs now here in the third. A strike. And throw it down to first. And Shuck is able to get that hand back in there. And there's that arm by Salvador Perez.
So thrown out 35%. Would-be base throw is generally 25 to 30% solid.
Oh, 1 count on Trout. Bounded straight back, and it's an 0-2 count now.
A pretty good swing at that two-seam fastball. Instead of running down and in, that ran over the middle of the plate. And Trout was on that one.
That's the first time the Angels have had multiple base runners on in an inning since the third inning in Saturday's game. 3-2 win for the Halos. Now the 0-2. Swing and a miss, and the inning comes to an end as Mendoza picks up his second strikeout. The Angels do get on the board. We're through 3. Royals still on top.
Junior Sports Update will fill you in on the master of the mound and the backstop basher in St. Louis.
That might be Yadier Molina, but I'll wait.
Yes.
Later on in the game for that sports
Calm
update.
down.
Yeah, I'll calm down and listen to some of your Pink CDs. Joe Blanton
You
going.
can't be calm when you listen to Pink.
Fourth inning. Kane, Moustakas, and Perez. Kansas City. Joe delivers a strike. Salvador Perez a strikeout. Or pardon me, Lorenzo Kane a strikeout victim in the second, as was Salvador Perez and Mike Moustakas. That was the inning in which Blanton struck out the side. Breaking pitch fouled back.
Now, Kane has always been a hitter that will expand the strike zone here. Now, Joe Blanton doesn't have to throw a strike. He can go upstairs with a four-seam fastball or bounce a breaking pitch in the dirt.
Chase that changeup. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. 6 strikeouts, no walks. 2 big 2-out hits allowed by Blanton, line to left. Off speed pitch that was up in the zone, and the leadoff man is on board for Kansas City for the first time tonight.
You have speed on the mound once again. I mean, speed at the bases. Kane's a guy that can steal a bag. So for Joe Blanton, you have to make sure you're quicker to the plate. You got to give KCA AT ANA an opportunity to throw out a would-be base stealer. Step off, be quick to the plate.
Mike Moustakas 0 for 1. Takes the strike. Kane with 4 stolen bases. He's been caught 3 times.
Just make him stop his feet. Don't let him have momentum going towards second.
He started to take off. Moustakas swings and misses. Looked like he guessed right. Maybe saw something that was slightly off from Blanton's delivery. 0-2 count now.
That's when you vary your time. Sometimes you hold the baseball. Sometimes you do a quick pitch. 0-2 count for Blanton in this game so far, so he's been pretty consistent as far as getting ahead of the count.
Dug out of the dirt and a snap throw to first. Kane back easily. Next pitch will be the 70th thrown by Blanton. Looking for that first out here in the 4th inning.
And what you notice in a lot of dugouts now in baseball, they'll keep a track of that. Now there's at least the 3rd or 4th time for Joe Blanton this game. 0-2 pitch, he's going to a changeup. Now everyone's going to look for that off-speed pitch, 0-2. You have to change that up every once in a while. Sneak a fastball just off the plate or a breaking ball. Boy, a fastball just on the outside corner might have a chance to strike him out, throw him out. Stock is very quick on the inner half. Still has not adjusted real well to fastballs away if it's down. And that's a better pitch if you're Iannetta to be able to throw out Kane.
Throw to first. Quick tag by Albert. And back in there. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. 1 out. Stayed away from him.
That's one spot you're going to have to consistently do so against Moustakas, not only tonight, but this entire series. Force him to hit the ball to left field. Pulls off, doesn't have that coverage on the outer half. Good change up there from Blanton. 7 punch-outs, season high. Career high, 11 back in 2009 versus the Marlins.
Salvador Perez, a strikeout victim in the 2nd, 0 for 1. Lorenzo Cain standing at first base, a lead-off base hit. 3-1 Kansas City here in the 4th. Back up the middle, no base hit. Cain will round second and stay right there. So Perez is on board. That was a similar pitch that he struck out on in his first at-bat. So the pattern kind of remains the same for each guy.
And again, that's what I was talking about, Victor. I think when you keep going that same pattern, same sequence, they start writing those notes in the dugout. So you look for certain pitches. That changeup was up, and he went right back up the middle with it. But again, you got to vary your sequence, change things up. Don't fall in those same patterns. Pitchers do that a lot, and I know I did that a lot also. You run into whatever you were successful with, you stay with. But now the hitters are adjusting to him.
This just the second time through the order now. 7 hits for Kansas City. Gatz 0 for 1, hit a fly ball to left field in the third. Kayas went on the grass at third base. Off speed, popped him up. Mike Trout is over. Kane back to the bag at second. Kane will stay there. 2 outs.
A nice job by Mike Trout to get around that baseball to prevent Kane from thinking about trying to advance to third base. Good strong throw right on the money to the cutoff man. Got back on the baseball, momentum going forward, and a perfect throw to Harris. Even though he doesn't advance there, the Royal runners know that when Trout is able to get momentum going forward, it's a much stronger throwing arm for him.
Here's the top of the order. Jerron Dyson, the center fielder. And he drives one out toward right center field. Hamilton's got a long run to get there. He's not going to get there. It's off the wall. 1 run is in. Perez is going to be stopped at third base, and the Royals get that run back, and it's 4-1. Another 2-out hit allowed by Joe Bland, and with a man in scoring position.
Dyson's not known for a lot of power, though. Gets his 5th double of the year, 2nd hit in a row. The change up. And all of a sudden, first couple innings, that changeup was very effective. When it's elevated, they've been jumping on that pitch.
Who is that on, though? Is it the starting pitcher? Is it the catcher? Do you see guys in the swings that they're taking, even the takes that they're taking, to make the adjustment?
Well, a lot of times you rely on your catcher to see if the footwork of a batter, they're going to start moving around. They're going to tip things off what they're looking for itself. So you look for Chris Sine to look down at the feet of a hitter and see where they're moving around. See if they're going to move up in the batter's box, because they've been beaten on changeups in the first couple of innings, in which Joe Blanton had 5 strikeouts.
It's like Michael Roth is beginning to play catch in the Angels bullpen, the lefty. Now they're going to talk things over. 8 hits allowed by Blanton. With 2 outs here in the 4th inning. There's Michael. All 4 Royals runs have come with 2 outs. Now City's Escobar is 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. He swings and misses on the breaking ball. No 1 count on the Royals shortstop.
Still, the one thing Joe has to remember, he still has good fastball. It's been 90-91 here tonight, and he can spot it as well as any right-handed pitcher in the game. So you don't go completely away from your fastball. Still utilize that, hit your spots, stay down in the strike zone. That makes the changeup and curveball that much better when you're showing a fastball.
Ground ball to third, backhanded by Callaspo. And the inning comes to an end, but the Royals get another 2-out run. They lead it 4-1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. The Halos have 3, 4, and 5 coming up. Luis Mendoza with 2 strikeouts, no walks. See if the middle part of the order could do something here.
No walks, 7 punch-outs, and 78 pitches thrown in 4 innings for Blanton. But those 2 out hits have come back to haunt him the first, third, and fourth.
Poole 0 for 1 with a fly ball to right field.
Well, I think Albert would like that pitch back again. That 2-seamer to stayed over the middle of the plate.
Hit off the plate and rolled foul.
A lot of times you'll see that when you have your pitch, you look for it, but then you don't pull the trigger and swing at it. Then in the very next pitch, you become a little bit more aggressive, and that 2-seamer was off the plate and down.
Two balls, 2 strikes. .53 pitches thrown by Mendoza. 32 have been strikes. Angels getting their first 2 base runners on in the third. Back toward the shortstop position, but with the overshift, it's the second baseman Getz coming up with it. The low throw is dug out by Hosmer. 1 out. Now Thursday, the Angels take on the White Sox at 7:05. It's the first of 4 against the White Sox. Fans in attendance will receive a Mark Trumbull bobblehead, courtesy of Total Performance Engine Oils, while supplies last. Purchase tickets today at the Angels Stadium ticket office or by logging on at angels.com/promotions.
7 ground ball outs for Mendoza in this game. Here we are with 1 out in the fourth.
In off the plate for a ball. Trumbo, ground ball to short. So he is 0 for 1. As a matter of fact, Escobar has fielded 4 ground ball outs today.
Well, you just feel this is a good matchup for Trumbo because Mendoza, there's a lot of pitches on the inner half, and that's where Mark can turn on a pitch. And one spot that Mark has had troubles with is that hard slider from a right-handed pitcher down and away. But Mendoza, a lot of pitches on the inner half. He makes a mistake, Trumbo can crush a baseball here.
Dialed that one up to 94. 2-1. Mendoza may have gotten away with a mistake there as the count is evened up now 2-2.
And that was right down the heart of the plate. Trumbo fouls that straight back. And it'll get your attention when you're on the mound. You know, if you make a mistake, a hitter with Trumbo's power is going to make you pay for it.
Hamilton on deck. Here comes a 2-2. Swinging a miss at a breaking ball in the dirt. Gets by Perez. He's got a terrific arm. Fires to first, and Hosmer keeps the toe on the bag. 2 outs.
Well, I watched the footwork of Eric Hosmer. He reminds you a lot of Wally Joyner, his footwork at first base. Very agile, reads the baseball well, doesn't panic, able to stretch and make this play. It's a tough throw from Perez, especially when you have Trumbo running down the line. A lot of similarities here. I've noticed the feeds, the ground ball him to the pitcher, very similar to Wally Joyner, who never seemed to ever make a bad feed as you're covering the base.
Hamilton is 0 for 1 with a ground ball to short. Count is evened up now at 1-1. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors, 4 left on for the Royals. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on for the Angels. Little number to the left side. Moustakis has to come charging in. Has trouble getting it out of his glove, and that'll go as an infield base hit.
Has spin off the end of the bat also. Wise decision by Moustakis not to throw that baseball. He couldn't get a handle of it. And a lot of times when you rush it, you're going to throw that ball away. Unable to get the grip. You try to make that throw, that baseball is going to go into the stands. Wise decision, hold on to it. Trust your pitcher to get through the inning.
So Hamilton is on board with 2 outs here in the 4th. The Angels down 3. Howie Kendrick, a ground out himself the first time up. Looks at a breaking pitch for a strike. It's one of the few we've seen Mendoza actually throw for a strike.
Howie didn't like that call. He thought it was above the strike zone. Howie with real good numbers at home. 349 average compared to 241 on the road.
Oh, and 2.
That's just the first 0-2 count in the game for Mendoza. He's been behind the count a lot. But for all that being said, he has not walked a batter yet. We talked about him coming into the game, 13 walks in 24 innings pitched.
Having allowed out 3 hits. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Perez will fire on to first, complete the strikeout, and the inning comes to an end. We've played 4 here at the Big A, and it's 4-1 Kansas City.
The whip. Joe Blanton has had the strikeout pitch working tonight. A lot of good changeups. The swing and miss from Hosmer there. Another sinking fastball there that came and hit his spots very well. 1 point struck out the side. Second inning, 4 in a row. Ends up with 7 so far for Joe Blanton. Season high with no walks here as he takes the mound at the top of the 5th.
3, 4, and 5 for the Royals here in the 5th inning. Gordon, Butler, and Hosmer. Alex Gordon 1 for 2, a single and a run scored in the first and a strikeout last time up. Michael Roth, the lefty reliever, was up in the 4th inning. Dyson doubled home a run. One ball, 1 strike. Bland goes back to more fastballs and mixing in a changeup occasionally. This one lined out to left field. Here comes J.B. Shuck, and he'll make the running catch for the first out.
Well, that was a well-located fastball. It was hit pretty well by Gordon because he can hit the ball that way. But it was a fastball down. He gets the first out of the inning. And the reason why you could throw fastballs if you're Joe Blanton right now, because now all of a sudden the hitters for the Royals are looking off speed, so they're going to be late on the fastball. And you can throw a lot of fastballs in a row if you locate it well, but it's very difficult to throw a lot of changeups and not have the hitters on that pitch.
That last fastball, by the way, to Gordon was at 89 miles per hour.
Best fastball so far at 92. A curveball he's thrown in there at 76. His changeup's been settling around 82, 83 miles an hour.
Bouncer foul right to Eddie Rodriguez, the third base coach. 1 ball, 1 strike. Butler 2 for 2 with a double, a single, 3 runs batted in. 1 in the first, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth for Kansas City. The Angels got their 1 run in the third inning. Looking bat flare to left. That'll fall in for a base hit. So Butler, who came in batting .228, has 3 knocks on the day. 1 to right, 1 to center, 1 to left.
When that fastball running in shatters the bat. But Butler, third hit. When that bat broke, it went off the helmet of Chris Iannetta. On the follow through, it's the top of that helmet. Remember back in the old days, no protective gear for catchers as far as the helmet.
The old hat.
Oh. It's like watching old school hockey without a mask.
Yeah, the lid flipped up too in the back.
Yeah.
It's a good look.
Yeah.
Rick Dempsey, right?
Yes. He enjoyed the game, though, Rick Dempsey. He always had that smile.
1-0 count on Eric Hosmer, the first baseman. Swings through the fastball. Evens up the count. Hosmer's 0 for 2 with a strikeout, a ground ball to second. Base hit by Butler, the 9th for Kansas City tonight. He went around. Bob Davidson ringing him up.
With Billy Butler at first, not a guy known to be trying to steal a bases, allows Pujols to play behind him. Now what you do is, if you're Joe Blanton, you just have to hold the ball, just make him aware of that so he doesn't get a running lead against you. Just make him stop. Late on that fastball at 91. Going fastball, fastball, fastball against him. Went upstairs and got that check swing.
Breaking pitch pulled through the right side of base hit. 10th hit of the night for Kansas City. Puts 2 on with 1 out. Lorenzo Cain coming up.
When that curveball went right into the swing from Eric Hosmer, especially when you see him chase a high fastball, he's always been a pretty good low ball hitter, both down and in and down and away. And right in that hole between first and second. The way Mendoza's been throwing in that bullpen that Kansas City has, you cannot afford to give up any more runs here if you're Joe Blanton and the Angels.
Royals came in with the 4th best earned run average as a staff in the American League at 3.47. Their bullpen with a 3.03. King fouls this one off to the right. 0-1 count on the Royals right fielder. Butcher on the phone. Looks like Michael Roth would get back up again, the lefty. 90 pitches for Blanton with 1 out here in the 5th.
Ran that fastball inside against Cain to make him uncomfortable with the plate, not looking out over the plate if he can.
It's actually going to be the right-hander, Mark Lowe, not Roth. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball toward the hole, and that's a base hit. Butler's going to be waved in. J.B. Shuck as his throw sailed, and Butler scores. It is 5-1. But J.B. Shuck kind of approached that baseball and left as if Butler was going to be held up at third base. 3 straight hits as Kane picks up the RBI, his 18th.
Through the high throw and allows Kane to get into second base because it's above the cutoff man. Can't cut it off and prevent him from getting to second base. So you have 2 runners now in scoring position.
Now the infield will come in. Mike Moustakas, the batter, 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts.
Start him off with a changeup. A lot of times in these spots you want to try to go fastball in to jam a hitter, but that's playing into Moustakas' hand. He's very quick on the inside part of the plate, so you want to try to go away.
Second most hits allowed by Blanton in a start. Season high is 12 against Texas. That one's a strike. That was back on April 22nd.
One thing that's been established is Bob Davis will call the high strike.
Yeah.
So if you see that now, if you're on the mound, you can keep going upstairs because he's going to force the hitter to try to swing at that pitch because he thinks it's a strike now.
Little tapper to second base. It'll freeze the runner Hosmer at third. 2 outs. And it'll bring up the catcher, Salvador Perez. Third time up for him. Struck out in the second, singled, and was stranded in the fourth. Just got a piece of it, fouled it back. 0-1 count. Halos had not been able to figure out Luis Mendoza on the mound for Kansas City. Managed just 3 hits tonight. Mendoza came in with a total of 16 strikeouts in 24 innings, has 4 strikeouts this evening, and no walks. (5-1) Royals. So play here in the 5th. 96 pitches thrown by Blanton.
Well, Joe's got to be careful when he walks and waves out Chris Iannetti. You have to step back off the pitching rubber first before you go forward. Make sure they're on the same page as far as how they're going to try to get Perez out here and keep it close enough to be able to mount a comeback from Mike Scioscia.
So now we're ready at 0-1. 2 outs and runners at second and third. In tight. 1 ball, 1 strike. The only easy inning for Joe Blanton, the second. Retire the side in order with 3 strikeouts. He's had to work every other inning since. Off speed pitch down and in. 2 balls, 1 strike. More than likely last batter for Blanton with Lowe ready to go in the bullpen. Breaking pitch hammered out to left center field. Trout giving chase, and that one is off the wall. 2 runs will come in. Perez on his way to second. He is in there with a 2 RBI double. 7-1 Royals.
Perez in a good hitter's count. He's got a lot of power, even though he only has one home run this year so far. The guy that can drive the ball to the ballpark. That ball was hit a long way.
Season high in runs, season high in hits now.
Perez with his 7th double of the year. Now 12 RBI.
And another 2-out hit. Michael Roth now getting ready. That's why Ianetta's out there. That's going to be it for Joe Blanton. We've got ourselves a pitching change here in the 5th inning. Kansas City is struck for 3 in the 5th. Chris Getz is the scheduled batter. Michael Roth is going to be coming on in to face the lefty. 7-1 Kansas City. Visit your Southern California Kia retailers or mysocalkia.com. 7-1 Kansas City. We're still in the 5th inning. Joe Blanton is done after allowing all 7 runs with 2 outs on 12 hits at 4 2/3, 7 strikeouts, no walks. He's responsible for Perez standing at second base, and Michael Roth comes on in our in and out, who's in, who's out, to take over on the mound and try to get that last out of this 5th inning. We'll be facing left-hand hitting second baseman in Chris Getz, who is 0 for 2 tonight.
And Michael Roth, fastball 88 to 90 range. Creates a good arm angle. Will drop down and throw a slider. He's got a good breaking pitch and change up.
Roth has been recalled twice now. Came up prior to Friday's game from Double-A. 2 relief appearances with the Travelers since his last stint with the Angels, pitching 4 innings, allowing no runs. Just trying to get the Angels through this inning. Getz takes outside. Roth 9 2/3 innings, 14 hits, 10 strikeouts, 3 walks. Perez standing at second base. That'll leave an account. Bouncer to first. Pujols will take it. The inning comes to an end, but Kansas City tacks on 3 runs on 4 hits. We head to the bottom of the 5th. The Angels down 7-1. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Callaspo, Harris, and Iannetta for the Angels here at the bottom of the fifth inning, facing Luis Mendoza. 4 strikeouts, no walks, 3 hits allowed. Callaspo has one of those. That was a double down the line, leading off the third inning, and eventually scored the lone Angels run.
After that double down the line in which Callaspo had an all-speed pitch on the inner half, Mendoza staying away.
Two balls and a strike. The Royals have certainly started this road stretch for them, 10-game road swing, with their hitting shoes on. This is a ground ball toward the middle, gets to the backhand. Retires Callaspo the first out. Kansas City coming off a 1-6 homestand. Was capped off by the sweep Yankees. Joe Blanton, even though he picked up some strikeouts, just almost seemed stubborn to stay with that changeup as opposed to mixing it back up. The changeup was effective, but went to the well way too many times with it. Never could shut down the inning. And that's been his biggest issue this year, is allowing the inning to continue and or develop.
Yeah, once you start getting the confidence on the mound, you can start finishing off innings. But when you have struggled like Joe has done so far this year, get a couple outs, you're not through the inning, you give up a hit, and then before you know it, you try to be too fine. You go away from still his best pitch is his fastball. His changeup's been good, but his best pitch, because he locates so well, was his fastball.
Harris with a 1-ball, 1-strike count with a fly ball to right field in the third inning. The flip side is the Angels have just been overly aggressive against Luis Mendoza. He's lived outside the strike zone pretty much the entire game. That one bouncing out in front of the plate.
Prior to this inning, he faced 15 batters. Only 5 times did he throw first pitch strikes, and a couple of those were swinging pitches out of the strike zone. And again, when you're on the mound, you have a team that's aggressive against you. Why would you not just try to keep going off the plate and see if you get it out?
2 down. Strikeout number 5 for Mendoza. Figure the change of scenery would help the Angels. They've hit much better at home this year than they have out on the road by 40 points. 276 here at the Big A compared to 236. Mendoza has put a lid on that tonight. Iannetta 1-for-1, an RBI single in the third inning. RBI for Chris, his 10th of the year. Snapped that 0 for 23. We were in Chicago. Two and 1 now.
Boy, when Chris starts to get hot, he has power. But when he was going through that streak, he was swinging a lot of pitches out of the strike zone. The last couple of games, though, he's tracking the baseball better.
2-2. That hitless string for Chris is second longest of his career. In the dirt, a full count. That being said, I was listening a little bit of the game last night. The Angels were in Chicago. It's Mark Langston was talking about Chris Inett and the struggles he's been going through offensively. He mentioned the on-base percentage. Chris had been hitting, it was 083 or 086 this stretch in May, but still had an on-base percentage over 400 because of the walks.
In that one game, he had 4 walks in the game.
But it has been a slow go for him offensively this year. Off to a good start that first week of the season. 3-2, little flare out to shallow left field. Escobar going out. And the Angels go down in order as the Mendoza has himself a shutdown inning. We're through 5. Kansas City leads at 7-1. Seven to 1. Remind you, on Saturday, the Angels will be hosting the Chicago White Sox at 1:05. That's a 4-game series against the Sox. Fans in attendance of that Saturday game will receive a camel hat courtesy of State Farm while supplies last. Purchase your tickets today at the Angels Stadium ticket office or log on at angels.com. Michael Roth is back out there. He finished off the 5th inning. And Michael will be facing 1, 2, and 3 for Kansas City here in the 6th. Dyson, Escobar, and Gordon. If Roth could soak up some innings and see if the Angels could somehow figure out Luis Mendoza, who's just been dazzling tonight.
And when you come out of the bullpen in these spots, that's the only thought process you have. Zeros. Don't allow Mendoza to feel any more comfortable because he's been throwing the ball well, especially the last couple of innings. And with this lead, it allows you to be even more aggressive with his fastball, which has been very good for him tonight.
Two balls and no strikes. Dyson 2 for 3 tonight. Infield bunt base hit in the 3rd. Stolen base and a run scored. An RBI double in the 2nd.
Dyson's done a nice job as far as creating problems in this game so far. Base hit, stolen base, run scored, a double. Drove in a run.
Two on the way. Fouled off the left. Twelve hits tonight for Kansas City. This one's popped up on the third base side, and it's going to land in the seats.
About 5 or 6 rows back. Jason Vargas will take the ball tomorrow night for the Angels against Jeremy Guthrie.
It's a good pitching matchup. Guthrie's been phenomenal the last year and a half.
Bouncer over to Pujols. Albert will take it himself for the first out. You got Wade Davis in the finale of this 3-game set. A 7:05 start. Barry Enright will make his second start in place of Tommy Hanson, who's on the restricted list, dealing with fallout of his stepbrother passing away. And no expectations, at least we haven't heard any, as far as to when Tommy will be back. There's no minimum or maximum days that you can spend on the restricted list. So Barry Enright, who got knocked around in Chicago, will get that second start.
I was watching Jerry Weaver earlier today playing long toss. The baseball was coming out of his hand very, very well, which is a good sign.
Escobar flipping one out to shallow left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Went down and got it. His second hit of the night.
Ryan Matson going to throw a inning, a rehab assignment tonight. It's so tough when I talked to Jared just the other day in Chicago. I mean, he's such a competitor. He wants to be out here. He wants to help turn this pitching staff around himself, which he certainly will when he gets back in there. But the process of getting healthy enough to be back out there and competing has been tough on him.
One-0 count on Alex Gordon. The left fielder is 1 for 3 tonight. Single with a run scored to the first, a strikeout in the third, and a fly to left in the fifth. It's 2 balls and no strikes. A 3-run 5th inning for the Royals, opening this one up. Albert was fooled on that pitch, or on that throw over to first base. I don't know if he didn't see it or wasn't expecting it.
And he's already looking home. Luckily, he looked over at the last second.
That's a pretty good move then.
Yeah.
Gordon fouls it off his body, 2-1.
Still early enough in the game where you're not going to take away the potential stolen bases. 6th inning, 7-1. 7-1 score in the 8th inning. You're certainly not thinking in terms of a team stealing against you, but still early enough with Kansas City. They still may try that.
Three balls and a strike. Billy Butler's on deck. Butler got the scoring started in the first inning. And a ball that perhaps should have been caught to end that first inning. As Gordon lines on the right. Escobar will advance to second. 14th hit now for Kansas City. Butler will come up with a couple of men on and one out here in the 6th.
Butler is a contact hitter, doesn't miss many pitches.
Butler 3 for 3 tonight with a double and a couple of singles, 3 runs batted in.
Now here's our Coors Light Cold Hard Fat. Billy Butler 3 for 3, 3 RBI, all with 2 outs, 19 RBI in his last 18 games. I said he's been swinging the bat well against the Angels. He has certainly done so in the last 18 games. Tonight's Cold Hard Fact is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Roth falls behind again at 2 balls and no strikes.
Billy Butler was certainly drafted strictly because he's a hitter. I mean, he wasn't really a guy who was going to play first base. He even thought about some outfield, but he's always been able to hit.
Drives this one out to deep right field. Hamilton giving chase at the wall. It's off the wall. 2 runs will come in. Butler in at second with a 4-hit night. It is 9-1 Royals. And you can't continuously fall behind in the count to a team like Kansas City. They will take advantage of it.
And they can hit. I mean, they're going to put the ball in play. They're not going to be hitting a lot of home runs, but they will hit their share of doubles. Well, this 4-seam fastball is elevated, and it's crushed to right field. 2 doubles, 2 singles. 13th career 4-hit game for Billy Butler.
Hosmer takes down low. Hosmer's 1 for 3 with a single in the 5th. Five RBIs tonight for Butler. His career best is 6. That was in 2007. Two and one.
Well, we talked about Pujols with great numbers as far as RBIs in his career versus the Royals, 55 and 59 games coming in tonight. Butler now with 36 career RBIs against the Angels.
This one down a left field line, tailing foul. Yeah, but bad pitch selections, bad locations in each of the 4 at bats. Maybe not the single that he shattered the bat in the 5th inning, but the Butler ball in the 1st inning probably should have been caught by Hamilton. That should have been an out. And then going 3 consecutive changeups for no reason in the 3rd inning led to a 2-out, 2 RBI single. Hosmer rolls over this one. The Angels have not pitched at all tonight. Poor decisions. That's why you're facing a 9-1 deficit and a 15-hit attack here in the 6th inning. But 2 outs now, and a man at 3rd. Lorenzo Cain, the batter. Cain 2 for 3 with a couple of singles and an RBI. He scored twice, and that's going to bring home another one. It's 10-1 Royals. A 3-hit game for Cain. Nobody warming up in the bullpen at this point. It's for Michael Roth to soak up.
Well, in this situation now, if you're Michael Roth, you got to think, I got to get ahead of the count because I'm keep putting myself in a position where these hitters are looking out over the plate. They're comfortable against me.
Ground ball toward the hole, backhanded by Harris. Long throw to first. The inning comes to an end. 3 more runs in for Kansas City. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Royals on top.
sports update around Major League Baseball. Master of the mound, Justin Masterson threw a gem, a 1-0 shutout, 9-inning effort against New York, who had coming in, had won 3 in a row against Kansas City. Got Vernon Wells a swing and miss for the final out. And backstop Basher. Molina hitting over 340 coming into the game tonight for St. Louis. Always been known as one of the best defenders behind the plate, strongest arm, but now hitting well over 330, consistently driving in runs for St. Louis.
He's been a machine for many, many years in St. Louis behind the plate. It doesn't seem to have slowed him down at all. 1, 2, 3 for the Halos here in the 6th inning. Shuck, Trout, and Pujols. A bouncer to first. Hosmer will flip it to Mendoza. 1 out. Let's go back to our Hyundai key to the game.
Boy, just give me a reason right there that we talked about. Try to get into fastball counts against Mendoza. Allow him to bring the fastball middle part of the plate. And that hasn't been the case. And that's why he's been cruising along here with 1 out in the 6th. Only 3 hits allowed. The process of trying to get him in the middle part of the plate has not been there, and that's why he's been successful tonight.
Trout is 0 for 2 tonight with a ground down and a strikeout.
You can almost guarantee he's going to throw a 2-seam fastball right back on the inner half. That was a tough one off the leg, Mike Trout.
Bouncer to third. Moustakas backing up on it. Goes to first, and Trout is safe with an infield base hit. The minute he stepped back on it, it was going to be a tough play. And then he kind of took a little time to wind up. He's got a terrific arm, but he wound up on that one.
Yeah, he does have a great arm, but when Trout, even though he fouled that ball off his foot the pitch before, once he backed up, tried to get a good grip on the baseball with that strong arm, you're not going to throw Trout out as he beats it out for an infield hit. I've seen Moustakas closeout games in high school throwing mid to upper 90s. Got a strong arm, but you're not going to throw out Trout from that position when you go back on the baseball.
Albert looks at a strike. Pujols is 0 for 2 with a fly ball to right and a ground ball to second. This one out toward the alley in right center field. Dyson giving chase. It's over his head. Trout should be able to come in and score. Dyson kicking the baseball around in center. It'll go as an RBI double. And the Angels trail it now 10-2.
Baseball was hit right on the line as Dyson tried to cut the angle off on that line drive, unable to get back in time. Pitcher was down. Good swing, good approach on that 2-seam fastball. Force, like you said, you force him in the middle part of the plate, it becomes very hittable. Down and in, very difficult to hit. Dyson, with all that speed, still couldn't track that rocket. The center field for Pujols. Give him RBI number 21. Now 56 RBI in his career in 60 games against the Royals.
Trumbo steps up, 0 for 2. Ground down to strikeout. Back-to-back hits for the Angels. First time tonight. Field base hit by Trout, the double by Albert. That gets by Perez, and Pujols will advance to third on the wild pitch.
The 4th wild pitch of the year for Mendoza. And Yost looking on, knows it's a comfortable lead at this point. He also doesn't want to see his pitchers run into some bad mechanics now after back-to-back hits and overthrows his two-seam fastball and gets by Perez.
Trumbo grounds one to third, backhanded by Moustakas. The out is recorded, the run scores. It's 10-3 Royals.
We ran that two-seam fastball. Moustakas backhands, almost thought about throwing home, but when you're up by 8 runs, you got to take the play at first base. Throws out Trumbo, gets an RBI. Mark does on that ground ball.
27th run batted in. Bases clear with 2 outs, and Hamilton waves at the off-speed pitch.
He's thrown him 3 first-pitch curveballs now in his 3 at-bats. And he's followed it up each time with a two-seam fastball running away. Let's see if he comes back inside and we'll run the two-seam fastball inside.
Come on, Josh, pull your head out!
2-1 pitch. This one off the end of the bat towards third by Moustakas, a base hit. Hamilton is going to try to go to second, and he is in there with a double.
All speed pitch and just dribble down that third base line and by. Moustakas. Chance to make that play, playing in the hole, and assuming that Hamilton is going to pull the baseball.
Both of his hits have been off the end of the bat, but they've gone as knocks, and he's 2 for 3. Those at 96 pitches now, and the Royals start to get some action going in their bullpen. 2 runs in for the Halos, down 10-3 here in the 6th. Kendrick is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Luke Hochevar, the former starter. Now a bullpen piece is in the game, or in the bullpen, I should say, getting ready for the game. Oh, what count on Howie. But does it with 5 strikeouts, no walks. And now 6 hits allowed. In the dirt, and Perez wanted nothing to do with that one. Another wild pitch. Advances Hamilton to third.
That pitch well in front of the plate. Two-seam fastball, just trying to force that two-seamer. This one just about even with the front part of the plate and by Perez. Get that body in front. They should try to utilize the glove to be able to knock it down.
2 balls and a strike. Bob Davidson happy that ball didn't hit him. Next pitch, the 100th of the game for Mendoza. Two and two.
Well, he still has some pretty good action on that two-seam fastball, even though it's a hitter's count 2-1, runs it in. Now he pulls it foul. 100 pitches, 61 strikes, 39 out of the strike zone for Mendoza tonight.
Most pitches he's thrown in any start this year. Two on the way. Breaking pitch, a swing and a miss. The inning comes to an end. The Angels score twice. We are through 6, 10-3, Kansas City.
Cal Ram dealers. Visit ramtrucks.com today. And by 76, we're on the driver's side.
Top of the seventh inning, 10-3. Kansas City is on the board. Luis Mendoza is done after 6 innings, 101 pitches. 3 runs all earned, 2 of which came in the 6th inning, 1 back in the 3rd inning, 6 strikeouts and no walks. Mendoza looking for his first win of the year. Joe Blanton got the start tonight for the Angels, went 4 2/3, gave up 7 runs on 12 hits, 7 strikeouts and no walks. Michael Roth is the pitcher. Now, we originally had a defensive change in that J.B. Shuck moved from left to right to accommodate Luis Jimenez, but that has since changed. Brendan Harris is now the left fielder and Jimenez is the shortstop. Eight, 9, and 1 for the Royals here in the 7th. Perez, Getz, and then Dyson. Perez looks at a strike. Catcher is 2 for 3 tonight with a single and a 2 RBI double. Oh, 2 pitch. A little bit high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This one out to shallow right field. That will fall in for a hit. So Perez has had a 3-hit night. So has Lorenzo Cain. Butler a 4-hit night.
And now 17 hits in the game for Kansas City with no outs here in the 7th.
Chris Getz is 0 for 3. Count. Different approach by Roth this inning, getting ahead of the count. The only guy he did not get ahead of the count on, or did I should say, was Lorenzo Cain in the 6th inning. That was because he swung at the first pitch and got a base hit with an RBI.
Well, when you get ahead of the count, that's the kind of swings you have against you because you can expand the strike zone. You put the hitter in the defensive mode. 2-0 counts. They're looking for one area to drive the ball against you.
Fought that one off.
Well, that pitch looked like it might have had a chance to hit him. He was committed to looking for something away. See how close his pitch came inside. That might have had a chance of getting him. So off to handle the bat.
Off the plate, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 17 hits allowed tonight, the most the Angels pitching staff has allowed this season. As Getz foul tipped that one. Iannetta hangs on to it for the first out. It surpasses the 16 hits that the Oakland A's have put on the board against the Angels 3 times this year. And that includes that 19-inning affair. Perez over at first. 1 out. Gerard Dyson, the batter. He'll look at a strike. Dyson 2 for 4. Single, a double, an RBI. Stolen base and a run scored.
Well, his 5th at bat already of the game. It's reflected on that game where Shelby Miller for St. Louis, he gave up that leadoff hit. and retired the next 27 straight. You look at the box score, one batter with 4 at bats, the rest with 3. A nice fastball at 90 underneath the hands. Getting ahead of the count, Michael Roth, much more consistent this inning.
MLB.TV celebrates 11 years with new low yearly prices. Watch every out-of-market game live on over 350 supported mobile and connected devices in HD quality with MLB.TV Premium. Visit MLB.TV today. Baseball everywhere. So 2 outs and a man at first for All Cities Escobar. Also 2 for 4 with a couple of singles. The Angels in the bottom of the 7th will have the bottom third of their order coming up. Looks like Hochevar will be coming on. One ball, one strike. 2-1 now. Limited schedule throughout Major League Baseball. Cleveland shut out the Yankees 1-0. Tigers took care of the Astros 7-2. Minnesota over the White Sox 10-3. The nightcap Yankees shut out Cleveland 7-0. Oakland leading Texas up at the Coliseum 5-1. That game's in the 9th.
Didn't Altuve for Houston get hurt today in the game? A collision or something. I was watching that game against the Tigers. Boy, he swung the bat exceptionally well against the Angels in Houston.
This one's out toward left center field. Brendan Harris is not going to get there. Only go all the way to the wall. Being waved around is Perez. He is going to score another 2-out run for Kansas City. And it's 11-3 Royals.
And a 3-hit game for Escobar also. Well, this pitch up in the strike zone, and Escobar with some pretty good pop in the bat. Now 7th double with 3 home runs in the season so far too.
8 of the 11 runs tonight have come with 2 outs. Alex Gordon takes down low. The Angels have action going in their bullpen right now. Gordon's 2 for 4 with a couple of singles. Bounces this one to Pujols and backs up on it. Roth is covering. The inning comes to an end. The Royals tack on a run. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. 11-3 Kansas City. We'll have the bottom third coming up against a new pitcher for the Royals, Luke Hochevar, the former first-round pick and former starter, now working out of the bullpen. First overall selection in 2006. 9 games this year and a .73 earned run average.
Yeah, fastball, still a good fastball, 89 to 94. So it was a good cut fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. It was adjusted well to the bullpen. You mentioned that ERA, .73. Opponents only hit 167 against them.
Take a look at our in-game box score. 18 hits, the most allowed by the Angels this year. 11 runs for Kansas City. The Angels, well, they've managed 3 runs on 6 hits. Josh Hamilton had 2 of them, a single and a double, but Josh no longer in the ballgame. Be up to the rest of the guys. They could not figure out. Luis Mendoza gave up 3 runs, all earned, on 6 hits and 6 innings of work. He struck out 6. Alberto Callaspo 1 for 2 tonight with a double and a ground ball to second. He'll look at his strike.
Well, you would think at some point, though, there would be some clubs inquiring about Hochevar as being the starter for them. Especially when you see a guy coming out of the bullpen like that. He's been a starter before, throwing 96, although a little bit firmer on the fastball. When you come out of the bullpen, you don't have to pace yourself, but it still has a good arm.
2 balls and 1 strike. But aren't you at the point in this stage of Luke's career where you've said, we tried it, didn't work, and if he's successful out of the bullpen, keep him right there?
But they have so many guys that are similar down in the bullpen. You would think you might be able to get an extra piece for your bench or everyday lineup.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if you're a team entertaining the thought of acquiring Hochevar, you're entertaining him as a bullpen piece, given what his peripherals have been as a starter.
Yeah, you might think that turns, but anytime you see somebody throwing 97, and his role clearly so far is going to be in games in which they're either ahead by a number of runs or behind so far, because they have some power arms out of their bullpen.
Full count on Callaspo. He lines this one into center field. So more like right center field. Second hit of the night for Alberto. So he's on board for Brendan Harris. Harris is 0 for 2. A fly ball to right and a strikeout. Start the night as a shortstop, now in left field with Hamilton being taken out of the game. Harris hits one out towards center field. Playable for Dyson. One out. Callaspo stays at first base. Chris Iannetta will come up now. Hochevar last year made 32 starts for the Royals, went 8-16 with a 5.73 earned run average in 185 in the third innings. Struck out 144, career high for him. So with the trade of super prospect Will Myers from Kansas City to Tampa Bay, they filled their rotation needs with James Shields and Wade Davis. This one's fouled back and right into the glove of Jose Mota.
He always has his glove with him.
Nice catch by Jose. Done that Coors Light freeze cam yet? If you're searching for something, that might be a good one.
Could be a good play by Jose.
Iannetta looks at a breaking pitch for a strike. He goes down looking for round number 2.
Former teammates in Kansas City. Jose and he's always had that good glove. Always prepared, Jose.
So top of the order now, J.B. Shuck stepping in. Shuck's 0 for 3.
Well, you often wonder when you look at Hochevar, his delivery is pretty smooth. Why he hasn't been consistent in his career with an arm like that. Especially when you were the first overall pick. And I know the Dodgers originally drafted him also at one point before falling to Kansas City a couple years later.
Yeah, Hochevar opting instead to pitch an independent ball, pitch for the Fort Worth Cats. Independent league there. And re-entered the draft. Product of the University of Tennessee, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Grew up in Colorado. A 2-1 count with 2 outs. Cayaspo at first. And Shuck shoots into the alley in left center field. Nobody's going to get this one. That trickle all the way to the wall, and it will. Cayaspo's going to be waved in. Shuck will stop at second. RBI double makes it 11-4 Kansas City.
Nice approach by JB. The pitch elevated. Goes the other way. Doesn't try to do a lot with it. Simplified his approach. Hits a double to left center field and an elevated fastball. RBI number 5 on the season for Shuck.
So Trout will come up, man in scoring position. Mike 1 for 3 with an infield base hit in the 6th. Look at a breaking ball for a strike. Here's the 0-1. Dirt was blocked by Perez.
That's a big target behind the plate, Perez.
Two.
That seems to be the pitch that he can get himself in trouble with, Hochevar, that cut fastball. He elevates it. Even that pitch to J.B. Shuck was an elevated cut fastball. It allows the hitter to see that, track it, and if it's up in the strike zone, that's when you can hit it hard.
1-2 on the way. Breaking ball. Evens the count up. Good indication of the velocity he possesses with the fastball, throwing an 89-mile-an-hour breaking pitch. Now the 2-2. Like Trout may have had his back foot slip on him a little bit as he completed that swing.
Yeah, he had a good swing too. He would have crushed that ball if he didn't lose balance. There was that cut fastball out over the plate once again. Foot slipped just slightly. Throw off his balance.
Full count. Pujols on deck. Shuck with an RBI double. He's down 11-4 here in the 7th. Looks like Robert Coelho is going to come in and take over on the mound for Michael Roth in the 8th inning. Roth with 2 1/3 tonight, 4 runs on 6 hits and 2 strikeouts. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Trout. The inning comes to an end. 7 of the books, 11-4 KC.
Billy Butler's had himself a game. Double in the first inning, got the scoring started for Kansas City, scoring Alex Gordon. Didn't slow down there. 2 doubles, 5 RBI, 2 singles, 4-hit game for Butler. Luis Mendoza, very good too with his 2-seam fastball, 6 punch-outs in 6 innings. Billy Butler coming up to the plate here, top of the 8th. 13th career 4-hit game tonight.
It'll be Butler, Hosmer, and Kane to face Robert Coelho. That is Angels' debut last night against the Chicago White Sox. A scoreless inning with a couple of strikeouts called up before the game Saturday. 15 appearances with Salt Lake this year, a 1-0 record of 4.82 ERA. First one's in for a strike.
Well, he can rush the fastball up there 97, 98 with his 4-seam fastball, so that good 2-seamer there at 93.
Breaking pitch, slice foul. 0-2 count. Coelho got into 6 games last year with Toronto. And 0-1 last year, giving up 9 earned runs in 6 1/3 with 11 strikeouts. One ball, 2 strikes. Kansas City with a season high 18 hits, the most the Angels have allowed this year. Now the 1-2. This is pulled through, and that's a 5-hit game for Billy Butler, making 19 hits. Second time in his career he's had a 5-hit game.
That was a changeup too. Coelho definitely telegraphed the changeup there. He slowed down his whole arm. Butler was able to stay back and hit that ball through the hole. Almost a split finger fastball, utilized it as a changeup. Stayed up in the zone. Once again, another hit for Butler.
Hosmer 1 for 4. Last time Butler had a 5-hit game was at Camden Yards against the Orioles. It was in 2009, July 27 of 09. Oh, 2 count on Hosmer. Joe Blanton, 7 runs in 4 2/3. Michael Roth, 4 runs in 2 1/3. Off speed, line to left. Brennan Harris Moving to his right, makes the catch, one away.
Very difficult read for an infielder playing left field. Majority of his career, that baseball off the bat of a left-handed hitter, so it's going to tail away from Brendan Harris in left. He was able to recover and make the play.
First career game for Brendan Harris in the big leagues out in left field. Matter of fact, in the outfield, period. First, second, third, short. DH. First game in left. First game for Luis Jimenez in the big leagues at shortstop as Escobar takes up upstairs. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, I talked to Luis today before. I said, how did you like playing first base? He goes, as long as I get a chance to swing the bat, I'm happy to play anywhere.
Lorenzo Cain has had himself a 3-hit game as well. 3 singles, 2 runs batted in, 2 runs scored, 3 for 4 overall.
4 batters in the lineup for Kansas City tonight with 3 or more hits.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Cain. 2 outs. So Butler still at first base, and Mike Moustakas is coming up. Moustakas 0 for 4 tonight. Disruption out in center field now. And a great tackle off the wall in center field. Nice job by the security folks. Always makes sense for one jackwagon to jump on the field and start running around.
Never going to turn out right for you.
No.
That's for sure. So why make that decision?
Dead sprint from the right field corner towards center field, and got one leg at the top of the fence, and then security came flying in. He'll be escorted off from the warning track at center field out toward right. And when play resumes, it'll be 1 ball, no strikes. Angels Live, presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Following the game, Jose Mota is going to join me outside the ballpark. It's been a rough night for the Angels. 11-4 Kansas City, 19 total hits for the Royals. Coelho is going to be given the opportunity to throw a couple of warm-up pitches here.
Guess you look for that momentum. You win 2 out of 3 in Chicago. Chris Sale was just on his game. There's nothing you can do when a left-handed pitcher with that type of stuff is on his game. You just got to tip your hat and move forward. But the reality is you win 2 out of 3. And you think you got the momentum going.
Moustakas is swinging a miss, 1-1. Halos in the bottom of the 8th. We'll have Pujols, Trumbo, and Jimenez coming up. Hochevar is going to stay out there. Gave up a run. Just one inning of relief so far. Picked up a couple of strikeouts. 2-1 pitch. Fell back. 2-2. Jason Vargas, Wade Davis tomorrow night. At this point, Vargas is sitting there saying,
they're tired.
Get him out of your system.
They're tired right now.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, too, when you're on the mound and your offense scores this amount of runs, you think, oh, I'm in trouble tomorrow night. I better win 1-0.
Two on the way. Swing and a miss. Moustakis goes down for the third out. We will head to the bottom of the eighth. Angels down 11-4. Bottom of the eighth inning, Elliott Johnson takes over at shortstop for Kansas City. They also have a new catcher as George Kataris will be catching Luke Kochaber. Pujols, Trumbo, and Jimenez for the Halos here in the eighth. Albert tonight 1 for 3, had a double with an RBI and a run scored in the sixth inning. Challenge him with a high fastball, and it's an 0-1 count. And another fastball, 0-2.
Yeah, 95 and then 96.
And another one. And you figure an 11-4 lead, that's usually what relievers should do, is come in there and say, here it is. Especially if you've got a fastball living in the mid-90s.
With movement, too.
Yeah.
Check it out, Albert.
In the air towards left center field, Dyson moving over. One away.
That was that cut fastball. That one at 92.
So 1 out, bases clear for Mark Trumbo. Mark goes for 3 tonight. Picked up an RBI, his 27th on a ground down. Loss tonight would drop the Angels once again to 10 games under 500. They will remain, or would remain, 10 games back, with Texas losing to Oakland tonight 5-1. One 1-0.
We're coming into the game, Mark Trumbo, a 300 career hitter against Kansas City with 2 home runs and 9 RBI. And Mendoza did a nice job as far as running the fastball in on Mark.
One ball, one strike. I'm telling you right now, if there's a foul ball that comes up here, a 96-mile-per-hour fastball and a Trumbo hack, Norm better duck.
Yeah, there's no effort going to be made to catch one of those foul balls in here tonight.
He'd be like one of those ducks at the carnival at the shooting range. Just go straight down. He'd be wearing it right in his forehead. Two-one pitch. Foul back above us.
Yeah, don't talk about that anymore. Or foul. We want Mark to hit it the other way around. Well, with that fastball and a good connection, that baseball can go a long way.
8 hits tonight for the Angels. Kayaspa with 2 of them. Two outs.
That's a tough cut fastball. Such a valuable part of the Angel defense and offense. Eric Ibar. Hopefully back in the lineup soon.
Luis Jimenez swinging at the first pitch, lines went to Alex Gordon left. The Angels go down quietly here in the 8th. 8 in the books, 11-4 Kansas City. Biggest all-time rivals. Red Sox at 46% of the vote. Yankees at 33 and the Royals at 21. We'll ask that again the next couple of nights. This is the first of 3 against Kansas City. The first of a 9-game homestand, and not the way you wanted to start this homestand off. Down 11-4 here in the 9th inning. Joe Blanton gave up 7 runs in 4 2/3. Michael Roth allowed 4 in 2 1/3. The Angels never saw Luis Mendoza. George Gutierrez looks at a strike.
Gutierrez has bounced around a number of teams. Every time you get a catcher could hit from the left side, though, you could play for a long time in the major leagues.
Took over in the bottom of the 8th inning for Salvador Perez. Perez ended up getting a 3-hit night. Gutierrez playing in his 8th game, a 167 batting average. Was just off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lifted down the left field line, slicing toward the seat. Long run for Cayaspo, and it is just in the second row. Count remains at 1-2. Win tonight, the Royals will keep pace in the Central as the Tigers won tonight. They took care of Houston 7-2. So Kansas City will remain a game and a half back. The Angels will drop to 7-10, barring a huge comeback in the bottom of the ninth inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes on George Katars. Full count.
Ideally, when you're throwing a split finger fastball, you have to stay on top of that pitch, because if your wrist is bent backwards like that, you're going to have that elevated split finger fastball. Gets the punch out though with that 91. Stayed on top well, kept that front shoulder in. Hit his spot with a fastball. Katars swinging.
Getz looks at a strike. He's 0 for 4 tonight. That one's down low. Robert Cuellar's from Bayonne, New Jersey. 28 years of age. That's where he was born in New Jersey. Grew up in Florida.
Let's see if he goes to that split finger fastball there. Coelho has done that a number of times when he's been ahead of the count. Ideally, with split finger fastball, you start at the knees and you should have it almost drop to the dirt. So he'll have a tough time to get a feel for that pitch.
Top of the order, and Gerard Dyson is on deck. 1 out here in the ninth. Count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's another 2-2. Swing and a miss. 2 outs.
Good life on the fastball. It's 4 punch outs in a row. He keeps that front shoulder in and stays on top of the fastball. He's got a good late life on that pitch.
Kind of remind you of a bigger version of Mark Portugal. Dyson pops it up on the first pitch out to shallow left center. Luis Jimenez is there. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Coelho. We will head to the bottom of the ninth. The Angels down 11-4. Hochevar has pitched 2 innings of relief. He's back out there for the third. We'll be facing Kendrick Castro and Harris for the Angels, barring any pinch hitters. The only pinch hitter I would imagine would be Hank Conger. With Eric Ibar unavailable to start tonight. Jimenez is already in the ballgame. 3 strikeouts for Hochevar. 2 hits allowed. 1 run has come across on his watch. Now he 0 for 3 tonight with a ground down and a couple of strikeouts.
He's had some good life in that fastball. Another fastball located well on the outside corner at 95. He's thrown 32 pitches, 22 strikes. Basically been a 1-inning pitcher so far this year, but tonight it stretched out to 3 innings.
Tapper foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jason Vargas will get the ball for the Angels tomorrow. Jeremy Guthrie tomorrow night for Kansas City. Wade Davis is going on Wednesday.
Vargas has done a nice job as far as spotting his fastball, 88, 89. Backing up with his changeup. That combination of 2-seam fastball, changeup away against right-handed batters has been very effective for him.
In the dirt.
Don't touch it.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Kendrick. Nobody out here tonight. The Angels down by 7. 2-2 on the way. This one's flying to second. Getz has got it. 1 out.
Off the end of the bat. Getz read that well. Off the end. Well hit by Howie, but gets in position to dive and make the play.
Cass with 2 for 3 tonight. Double, a single, couple of runs scored. See if the Angels have Eric Ibar in the lineup tomorrow. Nursing that sore hamstring past weekend in Chicago. Came out of the Friday night game in the 4th inning.
Yeah, the 1+ is being in the warmer weather. It's very difficult with a hamstring issue in the cold weather that they were playing in Chicago. Even yesterday's game, very cold. Windy.
Popped up. Moustakas going out, as is Elliott Johnson. It's Moustakas, 2 outs. And Hank Conger will pinch hit here for Brendan Harris. Halos allowing 19 hits tonight. The most hits the Angels have allowed since 1 year ago today. And that was at Texas, where the Rangers picked up 19 hits as well. Oh, 1 count on Hank.
Yeah, something you just you're not used to seeing.
No, 1 pitch. 0-2. Luis Mendoza would be the winner. He would take his record to 1-2, and Joe Bland would suffer the loss. He will drop to 0-7. Conger loops one out to shallow center field. Dyson coming on. You can't get it. It falls in for a base hit. Hank with a pinch hit single. 9th hit for the Halos tonight.
Dyson with that good closing speed almost got to that baseball. I think
He'd have a chance at that.
So Chris Iannetta will come up with 2 outs and a man on. He's 1 for 3, had an RBI single in the third. Evens the count up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Halos will run into a pretty hot pitcher tomorrow night at Jeremy Guthrie. As Iannetta fouls this one off to the right at 1-2. 5-0 so far this year.
Guthrie is undefeated in his last 18 straight starts, dating back to last August 8th. So it's a real good pitching matchup the way Jason Vargas has been throwing the ball of late himself. Had back-to-back complete games before his last start out.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Two on the way. That was fouled back. $11 runs, 19 hits, 8 left on for the Royals. 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors, 4 left on for the Angels. Billy Butler, for the second time in his career, a 5-hit game.
5 RBI, 3 singles, 2 doubles.
Another 2-2. Just off the plate, full count. Conger's going to take off on this 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. J.B. Shuck is the batter on deck. Payoff. Swing and a miss, and the Angels drop game 1 of this 9-game homestand tonight to Kansas City by the final of 11-4.
And we look at the stories of the game for Kansas City. Billy Butler, we mentioned, had a 5-hit game, 5 RBI. Luis Mendoza, very solid in his 6 innings. 19-hit attack for Kansas City as they scored 11 runs. Mendoza with the win, 1-2 on the season. Joe Blant now falls to 0-7. And Luke Hochaver gets his first major league save, going 3 innings for Kansas City. All Kansas City here tonight. Angels Live is presented by your SoCal Mazda deal that's coming up next. Victor Rojas, Jose Mota. We'll try to break it down for you. Jimmy Maggio gets some sound into the clubhouse for the Angels. And that's coming up next.